So Garrett Wilson is out tomorrow. So what are the Jets going to run a single wing? Is that what they're going to do? Like, are we going to, run on every play? I mean, what weapons do we have on the outside? This guy, Arian Smith, they're going to throw the ball to him? How about Mason Taylor, right? Is Alan Lazard alive? What's his deal? Oh, my God. Boy, this is going to be I don't know what they're going to do tomorrow.
This might be the worst offensive football game of all time.
Coming up tomorrow. Hi, Zoo.
Oh, yeah.
Zoo is back.
Oh, we're back.
Where have you, Zoo, where the hell have you been? Did you get married or something? You didn't invite me to the wedding?
Bro, you know you would be right there. No way. No, but I did have I did have a couple of engagements here, and then they had to move me a little bit later, my start time, because they just needed me to stick around a little bit later. So there were some moving pieces here, but everything is all good now. We're back, baby.
You didn't go off with some young lady to an island somewhere for a while, right?
No. Unfortunately, I don't have that kind of money.
How's the Mountaineers doing, bro? Not too good, huh?
Oh, I kind of had this feeling when they brought Rich Rod in that it wasn't going to work out, and it's kind of going the exact way. It's going as bad as it actually could go.
Right. And then you got the Jets, bro. Come on.
Oh, yeah. It's like football is just right now, it's just beautiful for me.
Right.
Everywhere I turn, it's just rainbows. And I'm talking about the throws that Justin Field makes to the, to the defenders.
Oh,
just up in the air.
You know the crazy thing about Justin Fields? He hasn't thrown an interception all year. That's unbelievable. Think about that.
It is pretty crazy when you think about it. I mean, to be fair, he's not really taking too many risks.
No.
But
well, he was holding the ball for hours on Sunday. I mean, you're not going to throw picks when you're just holding the ball,
That was really bad. Last week was as bad. I wanted to say it's as bad as it gets, but this week is going to be way worse without Garrett Wilson.
You think they got no shot in this game? How do you feel about this game tomorrow? Shot?
I want to say that the defense is going to keep getting better, but you can't get too much better than last week. They played a really solid game. But I think the defense is going to remain strong, and the problem is the offense is about to take a nosedive into who knows where the depths of the NFL history of awful offenses they'll go.
I'm telling you, man, they may go to the single wing. They may go to the Wildcat exclusively tomorrow.
I mean, it really, it's a situation where you look at it and you have to say Tyrod Taylor is the best, at least needs an option to play here because.
Well, he should have played that was the biggest mistake of all the disaster that it was with Aaron Glenn Sunday. The fact that he never made the switch to Tyrod Taylor, I mean, that was, come on. That was
It has to be done this week. I mean, if there is if it's anything like that last week, you got to make it happen. Tyrod's got to get in that game. You got to give this offense an opportunity to do something.
Yeah, well, I don't know who he's throwing the ball to. No Garrett Wilson. I mean, how about, and I screamed about this too. I mean, why do we not see more designed runs for this quarterback? It's unreal. You never see it. You never see a screen pass to Breece Hall. They didn't throw one pass to Breece Hall last week in that game.
Not a single one.
What is that? Do we even run a screen? I don't think we've run a screen pass for the Jets in years.
Not successfully, at least.
Right. Well, that's for sure.
The problem is that I honestly, I don't know what the hell this offense is. I don't know what it's supposed to be. I mean, if they're trying to mimic what Detroit's doing, they can't. They need to know they can't do that. They had to know they weren't going to do that with Justin Fields at quarterback. And by this point, you would like to see adjustments. And the fact that they're going to get worse and worse and worse, and I don't see any upside right now of really anything on this offense. It's kind of tough for me to sit here and give any type of leeway or any type of pass to this OC and this coaching staff because this is hard.
Yeah. Nah, it's really bad. There's no doubt about it.
And you want to give them the benefit of the doubt. It's the first year. The team isn't what they want it to be. The quarterback is not a starting quarterback, at least not in the offense that you want to run. And you want to give them a pass on that. But at the same time, they don't really deserve it at this point because they're not earning it. They're not showing you that they're trying. They're not showing you that they're getting better. They're showing you that they're getting worse and they're getting frustrated. They almost snuck into a win last week, and they would have won that game. They would have held their hat. They would have put their everything on that. You know what I mean? They would have hung their hats on that one. Yeah. But they lost, and now it just continues to glare the absolute pathetic state of this team and this offense right now. And I hope the defense keeps getting better because they should be better. But if this offense is going to be this terrible, there's nothing to say.
Yeah.
And especially if Garrett Wilson's gone.
Yeah. I don't know what to expect tomorrow. Not too much. But it's good to have Zoo back. Thank God you're back, Zoo.
Hey, bro, you know me and you. We got to commiserate together in the pain.
Yeah, we have to do a lot of pain, no doubt.
And the Mets pain, of course, too.
You like that trade? Would you do that trade with Pittsburgh for Skenes? You think
I didn't hear the whole thing.
Here's the trade. All right, here's the trade. I'll give him Tong, Sproat, Alvarez, and Vientos for Skenes. Your thoughts?
Oof. That's a tough one because those are 4 guys who all can be on the major.
Yeah, but we're talking about one of the best, if not the best young pitcher, maybe him and Skubal in the game.
Yeah, that I agree with.
And
I
you know
100%
Pittsburgh
agree with
and
that.
you know Pittsburgh's never paying him. You know that.
No,
right?
and another one that I saw is Skubal, who just had the
right.
He's got not dispute, but the differential on the contract with Detroit right now. So that could be an interesting one too.
Right.
And I think
I'll take either.
I don't know. I think I kind of prefer Skubal.
Okay, that's fine.
So
what would you give up for him?
To that, I would say I would like to wait.
What would you trade for him?
I would do the package you just said. I would do that for Skubal.
Yeah. All right.
I would do it for Skenes too, but I have to make sure Skubal's not available.
Right. Okay. All right.
I guess that's kind of the best way for me to answer that because I think Skubal, we've seen it in the playoffs, even though Detroit hasn't really gone anywhere. He's still been a bulldog for them when he's been out there. So I'd rather have that guy than have Skenes come here and then we're trying to win, and he's trying to, he has a first playoff start experience type of deal.
I'd say, well, it'd be nice if we got there. I will say that.
That's true.
On the pain.
Pain, bro. That's the baseline, and they didn't reach there, and that's Stevie's got to have an off season here.
Yeah. Well, first he's got to sign our 2 guys, bro. I got to have those guys. I don't care what he does after that, but you got to give me Alonso and Díaz back. You have to. I don't care what happens.
Without a doubt. I mean, there's no question about it. There's nobody who's going to replace Alonso in this lineup. You're not getting anybody to replace him in this lineup.
And
there's not going to be anybody of his
Díaz.
caliber that's going to take a cheaper deal to come here. Bring home your home guy, your homegrown guy. And Edwin Díaz, we waited for Edwin Díaz to be this guy for so long, and he's done it on and off throughout his Met tenure, but now he's like really the best reliever in baseball, the best closer in the MLB. That's Edwin Díaz. We finally have that guy, and you're going to let him walk now?
Can't let him walk.
No.
Got to sign both of them. Got to sign. I don't care what they do after that. Got to sign both of those guys. No doubt about it. All right, let's get some calls in. Always good to see Zoo back. It's still bandaged up, but it's good. I'm playing golf. I'm all good, bro. All good.
Fantastic. Well, I haven't been able to call. These 5 a.m.ers are tough, but I do listen on the Rewind app. I usually start the show about 7:30, so I do listen all the time.
I appreciate that. Thank you, bro.
So, Joe, I have a different type of question for you this week. I have a great respect for your knowledge, your historical perspective, even though you don't like talking about teams that aren't yours.
Well, I'll talk about anybody. I don't care.
I know. And I like I said, I think you do a great job of being objective and fair, and your historical perspective is unmatched right now. I know we all agree that it is time or has been time for Cashman to go. He's had to deal with these declining superstars, and I do believe it has affected, forget about the team from year to year, I think it has affected the legacy notion of the Yankees, from one generation learning from the next. It doesn't seem to be as many former Yankees around the Yankees today as there used to be.
Really?
And I think part of that, I feel that, and I think part of that is because Cashman has been there so long, and he had to say no to these declining athletes. I believe the days of guys retiring in the middle of the season, a la Mike Schmidt, who just, hung them up and said, I can't hit the fastball anymore. You don't see that anymore. The Players Union won't allow them to leave money on the table. That being said, what are your thoughts about A-Rod and Jeter kind of going after the Yankees and Cashman specifically on a national broadcast.
Well, I mean, look, Cashman's been there a long time, bro. I mean, how many general managers? Was he there 25 years now? More than
Too
that,
long.
right?
Whatever it is, it's too long. Yeah, 27, 28 years. Too many years.
I mean, how many general managers are doing almost 30 years with the same team? I mean, I think there's time for a new voice. I think you need a new GM, and I think you need a new manager. I really do. Because the Yankees, look, baseball's different now. You know this. You know, when I was growing up, when you were growing up, you know, you win you got the best record in the league at the end of the year, and you're in the World Series. I mean, that's not happening anymore. You know, now you got to go through 50 rounds of playoffs, you know, to get to a World Series. So, you know, it's not as easy as it used to be. But I just think it's time for a new voice with the Yankees. I think they need a new GM and a new manager. I really do. I think it's time.
No. Well, I think if Cashman goes, Boone goes with him. I think that's kind of indisputable.
Right.
The question is how many managers does Cashman get to hire, and will these former Yankees continue to resent him and the Yankees as time passes on? You know,
why do you think that? Why is Jeter down on Cashman? I don't know. Right? I mean, he didn't go to. Why? Tell me why. Why do you think that?
The infamous story that Jeter told numerous times that, you know, he knew he didn't want to go anywhere when his contract was up. He just didn't want his negotiations to get public, and the Yankees leaked it out. Yeah. And Jeter he's been scorned ever since. I think we know the type of person Jeter is. He holds a grudge.
Right.
He's not very forgiving. And I don't really think Cashman's the kind of guy that called him up and apologized.
Yeah.
So there's a grudge there. And, you know, the whole thing, you know, they made Girardi out to be the bad guy, but Girardi had a very tough job. He had to retire Jeter. He had to retire Rivera. He had to retire Pettit. He had a tough job, and he had tiptoed around it. I think he did a very good job tiptoeing around those issues and keeping the team competitive.
He won a World Series with him. You know,
and he won a World Series with them.
Right, he lost in the playoffs to Houston. Right, I mean, I didn't understand. Look, they got rid of Girardi because Cashman wanted to have a guy in there that he could tell him what to do. Let's be honest, right? Isn't that really what it came down to?
I don't know that. Who's to say that Joe didn't follow along?
Nah, I don't think he did. I think that's why they got rid of him. I think Joe wanted to do things his own way. Don't you? They called
him Bind the Joe for a reason.
Yeah, well.
And Girardi will tell you that on the television. He goes, they used to make fun of me for looking at the statistical data. They called me Binder Joe.
But I still think something was there with Cashman and Girardi. There was something there.
I think there might have been a little fracture after 8 or 9 years. I think to keep guys in walking the same line for that many years.
But how many years has Boone been there now? How many years has Boone been there now? How many years?
Now it's 8. Now it's 8.
8 years. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And he ain't getting rid of Boone. And Boone hasn't won a World Series. I mean, Girardi did, right? I mean, won a World Series.
Listen, I'm not defending Boone. I'm just saying that, you know, it could work. It could work both ways. And the legacy stuff, the former Yankees seem to take exception to this stuff. And just for that reason alone, I think it's time for at least a new president of baseball operations to kind of bring those guys back. To mend that bridge.
Yeah. Well, I could see how A-Rod is not happy with the Yankees. I mean, I think they kind of hosed him in a lot of ways. I mean, that's me, but, you know, whatever the deal may be. Good talking to you, Al. Hang in there. 888-808-1019. Let's talk to Jocko in the Bronx. Jocko's got. How about Greg in Tampa? Greg, are you there?
I'm here, Joe.
Hi, Greg.
Good morning.
How are you? Good morning.
Well, I have that same curse, but first let me say it's good to talk to a Jersey guy from a former Jersey guy. I think the caller had it wrong, but I followed my dad's lead, Mets, Jets, Knicks. Somehow, before I moved here, I moved here 2006, but in 93, I got a Tampa Bay Lightning jersey, so that kind of worked out, but Mets, Jets, and Knicks. I guess in 69 to 73, you guys thought it was never going to get better, right?
Yeah, it was a little different back.
Good.
I thought things were really going to be, little did I know. You know what I'm saying, Greg? Little did I know. You know what I mean?
Well, I can't give these three up, but the one thing, I know you're hot and heavy on the Pete thing, but would you really give him 7 years? Like, why don't they just do an overpay of 5 years?
First of all, I think that's just agent speak. You know what I mean? I think that's all that is. It's negotiating ploy. I think you could get him for 5 years. You don't think so? I think you could. If you give him the right number, I think you could.
Yeah, maybe 35, 37 mil.
Right.
5 years, just do it. Overpay. You know?
Oh, you got to look. You got to keep Pete. I'm sorry. I can't take any more, Greg, of losing my big time, my iconic Mets. I'm tired of it. I really am. I mean, I've seen everybody go. I keep harping on this, but it's a big deal to me. Seaver, Strawberry, Daniel Murphy, David Cohn. I go on and on. Nolan Ryan at that point really didn't know what he was going to be. But that turned out to be a disaster of a trade. I mean, I can't take it anymore. Zach Wheeler, I can't take it anymore. This is what this franchise always does. And you got to bring Alonso back, and you got to bring Diaz back. I'm sorry. I'm going to be very ticked off if they don't. Could you imagine, Greg? Could you imagine Alonso playing for the Yankees? How about that?
I don't think they'll do it because essentially you got Stanton there, and it's too many. They got Rice, Wells, too many DHs. So I'm not worried about that threat.
Okay.
Going back to one of your other comments, I think the Pirates fans, I know they probably know they're going nowhere, but they can't get rid of Skenes. So Skubal, give them Sproat, give them David Peterson, give them Jet Williams, give them another prospect. Get him, sign him. They got to go.
Oh, I'm in for Skubal. I'm in. Bring him in. Yeah, if you could get him, go get him. Yeah. I'm with you 100%. Absolutely. Let's go.
See if they'll even take Senga instead of Peterson. Senga. I think Senga's got to go.
What happened to Senga?
Got to go.
What happened to Senga, bro? Right?
He said his body wasn't right.
His body, my body's not right either. I mean, what are you talking about? I mean, I know I'm a little older than him, a lot. His body's not right. It really, when you think about it, I got a break here, Greg. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it. When you think about it as a Met fan, the collapse of the starting pitchers, Senga, he wound up in the minor leagues by the end of the year. Minaya, just he hurt to start the year and then just terrible when he finally started pitching. David Peterson, the guy was an all-star. What the hell happened to him in the second half of the year? It's really unbelievable. Really unbelievable.